through. I paint pictures with my words, tangled thoughts and feelings. GrowingGames.com, Rory Favreau, tangled thoughts and feelings.
Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of the Growing Gamers podcast, coming to you live and direct from Geelong, Victoria, Australia. My name's Rory Favreau. Hope you're enjoying yourself. This is an explicit show, so there may be the swears somewhere through. This show is available on YouTube and also in audio format through your favourite podcast services. That's actually a lie because I can't figure out Spotify. I will, I promise, but if you are on Spotify and you can't find me at the moment, then it's sort of bad luck, but I'll do my best to rectify that, that fuck up on my account in the near future. Now, today I'd like to review The Hunt Showdown. It's a recent PS4 title, and it's been made using the Crytek engine, and we are going to be talking our way through. If you are watching on YouTube, just go on YouTube and look for The Growing Gamers. I don't have enough followers yet to have a proper, name that you can go to, so just search for it. There's a channel, you'll see 20 odd subscribers at this time, but we're trying to build that up. So if you're feeling sympathetic, give me a fucking follow, a subscribe, a like and a share, and I will really appreciate it. So basically, The Hunt is a mystical, scary, online playable game with 1 to 3 players if you want to play in cooperative mode. And if you're watching the show, then you will see I am playing with my friend Pistol Pete 004. Pistol Pete, Petey Pete, repeat. So the game starts in Louisiana forests or swampland in 1880. You're armed with a variety of really old weapons. The idea of the game is that basically you and up to 12 human players will go into this swampland that's inhabited by the most nasty, demonic, fucked up creatures you'll ever come across in your life, and you will see me hide constantly if you are watching the actual video version of this, because I live in fear. I am fearful of this game, and it has caused poo to come out. An interesting thing about the game, though, is the atmosphere is fantastic. The Crytek engine does work really well on PS4, which was a lovely surprise. And there's monsters abounding everywhere. So you've got your standard sort of zombies that will shamble at you, or even more scarily, they run at you. And you also do have ones that set themselves on fire. You've got the artwork for it is creepy as hell. The graphical style is beautiful. One of the weird things, though, I do find, you start the map and you wait for other players to join in, and I do find it's weird because all the textures aren't fully realised and they sort of draw in as it's loading, but it does make it look like a crayon drawing when you first get started. The idea is, though, that you use dark sight, which means you've got to go basically cast a spell. You put your hands out, which you will see in the video, and there's bright blue sort of sparks that fly up, indicating where a clue might be. Now, the whole thing is, though, everyone else on the map is doing the same thing, trying to get the clues to tell them where the monster or the bounty may be. There's generally 2 per map. In this case, in this video, there's a butcher and there is a spider. Both are equally horrific. And on your way through, though, there's rabid dogs, there's zombies, all sorts of things. Now, in this particular video, we're taking down a couple of zombies at the moment. Pete makes this game look easy. I struggle, but I enjoy it. Like I've said everywhere, every time I play games, I love my video games. I'm just not good at them. Except for Assassin's Creed. I'm a bloody killer in that thing, I'll tell you right now. So, Swampland, eerie. It is legitimately a scary environment. Please wear headphones when you're playing it if you do want to have a good scare. And as you find the clues to these monsters, they will light up with dots next to them. The monsters are represented on the left hand side of your screen, and you do have a triangle with their symbol on it. And basically what happens is you find these clues. Generally you're getting attacked during the process, and you will have to fight your way to the clues, away from the clues, and then most scarily of all, you actually have to then bloody fight those big creatures at the end. The game throws all sorts of twists into it, though. It is really faithfully, as far as a video game goes, you've got old-fashioned weapons. So, if you've got a shotgun, it'll fire a shot, then you have to reload. You fire a rifle, it'll be a single bolt action rifle. You won't get multiple rounds out of it. And so it ramps up the tension because every shot has to count, and there's all sorts of things that will scare you throughout the game, like there's cans hanging down from strings that you can bump into. They will let other people know where you are, and that's a frightening time indeed. And worst of all, or not worst of all, but you do hear gunshots throughout the actual game, letting you know that your human enemies are getting closer and closer and closer. So it certainly ramps up, the anxiousness that you feel playing this game, that's for sure. It's beautifully realised in surround sound. If you're wearing those headphones, you are going to get a fright, or at least feel tense playing it. It's not as bad playing it direct through television speakers. However, as the sound is so directional, it is well worth playing with those headphones on, especially if they can handle superior sound quality, because you can hear people, or even worse, things sneaking up on you. And there's constantly gunfire, things that will shamble up, zombies that find their way up to you. There's disgusting creatures. Just the artwork for it, if you look at the drawings for it, not the graphics, but the drawings are done like really old-fashioned pagan rite sort of pictures, and they're really scary to look at. They put a lot of thought into this, and it has worked somewhat stunningly. There are monsters that shamble around that you may not have to take on because they're deaf, but as soon as you do start fighting, they will come at you with a vengeance. So in this particular point in time in the game, we have actually found the final clue to get the Butcher. Now, the Butcher is one of the contracts, and he's hidden in this really creepy, sneaky barn that has this platform going up to it that is easily accessible by other people. Pete's also, on this particular review video, a lot braver than me. I keep jumping in and jumping out, trying to think, how can I do this? Whereas Pete's just like, let's go get him. I'll at least make him angry. You find a safe spot and go blasting at him. And it takes a little bit of time, so that's where this video you will get to see a lot of just taking down the Butcher monster. Now, that's a bounty. The idea is that you will banish these creatures back to hell, because they're on Earth, they're not meant to be, they're very naughty, and these creatures will be banished to hell, and you pick up their bounties in order to make sure that they do go back to hell. And that's where the tension certainly does kick in during the game, because yes, they're there, they're very violent, they're creepy as hell. We're using fire at the moment in the video to try to entice or lure the Butcher out. It hasn't worked in this particular occasion. Pete's setting some traps, and I'm on Overwatch, so basically I've got to make sure that my shots count in order to make sure that what he's doing comes into effect. And this is the beauty of playing with another person, though you can play by yourself. I think playing by yourself would be very hard to get some good wins, because they can allow up to teams of 3 onto the server, and if they're all working in tandem against you, you're going to be ambushed, you're going to be flanked, and basically, to make it even worse, when you have one of those huge boss battles, you can also have the horrible experience of being shot and your bounty taken off you. So you may spend 30, 40 minutes in a particular game and suddenly discover that, holy crap, I've been killed, because it doesn't take many shots, and I've got no one to revive me. There's limited revives, and they've taken your bounty, and all your hard work is for nothing. There's the Butcher now. He is a crazy looking creature, and he's making his way through the game now, letting his presence be shown. And it's not a good time. As you can see, I'm loading up with the shotgun, and there's the Butcher there, running away. He sort of loses presence of where you are, and I don't know why, if this is a glitch or whatever, but the whole time he never really seemed to react to my presence. There we go, firing away a little bit more, and Pete's got the whole thing covered. The Butcher, see how he runs away? He's not responding to me. So if you are in that particular area, if you do get this game and have a crack at it, you will see that there are opportunities galore for you to sort of get these little places, at least with this particular monster, that do allow you to make your way through relatively unscathed. The game has an interesting dynamic. There is a character leveling up system, and there's leveling up for yourself as the player. Once you hit level 11, your characters experience permadeath. Now, in this particular circumstance, I am not up to that level. If I die, I can be revived. If I die in the game, I will still continue with my character and the perks. So you get like these weird tarot card looking things at the end of levels, or skill points that you can use to buy perks that look like tarot cards that you then put down against your character. And they will give your character significant advantages, but once you hit level 11, if you die, they're all gone. Weapons are in there, but even if when you do level up and you can use different weapons, there's never anything that's really too overpowered. It keeps the tension there, it keeps the need for strategy there, and it does just make you keep on your toes the entire time. At this point, I was determined, like, I honestly thought I'm right there. He's almost my height that he would see me. It must just be some weird part of the map where he can't notice where I am. That's a good thing, because I tell you what, once I hit that level 11, I was experiencing permadeath almost the entire way through. Drawn beautifully, the map is large. There are certain extraction points. So once you do get the bounty, you have to make your way to an extraction point. And that's where the other human characters can ambush you. Like a few times we've done this. You can basically see that other people have got the 2 bounties. It does flash up on the screen. And it does briefly show you where they are. So the game dobs on you. And you can then go to those extraction points if you choose. If you can run ahead of them, you can make your way to the extraction points and possibly ambush them just as they're about to get off the map. And that does give you that opportunity to, basically undo all the good they've done, but simply by waiting at an extraction point. Of course, you may eventually, that sight, that ability to see the people with the bounties does go away, and you will find that eventually you simply can't see where they are. You need to make an educated guess based on where they are, and they'll be making their way cautiously through the map, because there's, even though you take out like a demon, there are still like feral zombie looking dogs that take massive amounts of damage. There's this horrible character. It's a woman snapped in half with a wasp nest growing out of her torso. She sends these poisonous bloody wasps at you that will fuck your character up and totally wreck everything that you're trying to achieve in the game. But all it takes is just like really planning, maybe studying the characters if you can, where their weaknesses are. Some of them, there's this zombie that is totally on fire the entire time, and he then, unfortunately for him, he is only susceptible to melee attacks. If you do shoot him, he explodes, and generally it's right near you, setting yourself ablaze. You can actually heal yourself in the game. There are perks that do allow for you to carry medicine packs. You can buy them using in-game currency, and we have, in this particular circumstance, if you are watching, we've banished the butcher. So banishing him to hell sends up like a lightning storm that goes over the area where you are. Now, if there are other hunters nearby, which you can use your dark sight to find them, they will start planning to take you out at that particular point. It's nerve-wracking. The banishing takes ages, or it feels like ages anyhow. Nothing happens quickly in this game, and I think that is a beauty of it. That's what adds to the tension, because you've basically got to stay around where the banishing takes place in order to get the bounty from the demon that you've fought to get it off the map. And like, for example, in this whole time, since I said the butcher was banished, he's only been banished to about 30%. So we're scurrying around the area that we've got him in, just waiting to be ambushed. And I keep using dark sight, and lightning strikes go through the building, and it's just beautifully done. It's just evil. Using dark sight will also tell you if you've just got a pure blue, then you're in the clear. If you do get red around the area that you're in, then it is something that you've got to worry about. It does indicate the presence of other hunters in the area looking to take advantage of your win, which is certainly something that we don't want to do. Now, what we do here in the game is basically protect, defend. You've got to strategize a bit. If you do want to try to get some points up during the game, you can simply run around shooting things. It will give you XP. You do get points and other rewards for killing other creatures, though the demons are the main point of the game. There were particular games where we didn't tackle a demon at all, and we still got great points because we weren't killed during the game and safely extracted ourselves off the map. You can leave the map whenever you want. However, there are very few rewards or points for doing so. It's better to stay, tough it out, and unfortunately just deal whatever comes your way. This is a game that is online only. Okay, so you do need a persistent internet connection, and also you will need PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live in order to play this game. It's an unfortunate one. It is clearly on the front of the packaging though, so don't accidentally buy it if you've got no intention of playing online, though there is a good chance if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on the podcast, there's every chance that you do have those services coming your way that you can play this game. And the game handles the interaction with speed, loading time. It's a little bit slow on loading, but considering the amount of graphics it's drawing in and the detail that the Crytek engine actually does do for you, it's certainly worth it. The characters, once you do die, they randomly generate characters. Now you can use in-game currency to buy a different look to your character to get them equipment. Once you've bought weapons, you don't have to worry about losing them. You will have them, and you'll be able to make your way safely through the game and re-buy those items at a different time using a differently randomly generated character. You can recruit different hunters that you could play with if you choose to, in order to say your character does die, it's permadeath, then you won't have to worry about, you've only got level 1 characters. Foolishly, I didn't really do that, and when I did die a permadeath playing this game later, I was just starting with basic characters that they were pretty shit, but it was still great fun to play. Now, we have made our way to the extraction point. We beat the butcher, picked up the bounty, and got through the extraction in the game. And now, if you're not watching this, we're waiting near an extraction point, which is just a boat that's going to leave the area with 18 seconds to go. And basically, you'd get a good hidey hole, use Darkside in order to figure out where you're going, and you'll be able to make your way through this. It is a fantastic game. It's better than what I thought it would be. I'm not a massive fan of just online games. I think they lack a certain character in most of the time. I prefer an ongoing perpetual storyline that I'm making my way through, trying to achieve better things. But the hunt is just that immersive in sound, in vision. You do want to keep jumping in regardless of what's going on in the game or how poorly you're performing. It's just really ridiculously good fun, and it is something that makes you want to go there, especially if you've got a good crew of friends who you're playing with, that you've got your back. You can strategize. Someone may be really good with a rifle, so they'll say, look, I'll take Overwatch. I'm okay at sneaking around, though when it comes to actually shooting them once I've found them, especially with these older weapons, there isn't any real sight lock. You do have to literally aim and get the shot yourself, and it adds to the tension, but it certainly adds to the fun. When you do finish your game, there is a mission summary which does tell you everything that you did, gives you XP points, and as if you're watching the video, you'll be able to see my character Marcel Saint Germain. He is actually going to level up because he's got a lot of XP for doing this, whereas my actual character doesn't level up as quick. And it's the leveling up of the character that does allow you to buy the better things, and the leveling up of your own player that does also toggle that particular permadeath scenario that I told you about before. Now, we're about to wrap up the video. I do appreciate you watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Just let people know about it. This is all very new to me, but I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and the feedback that I've got is that you guys are having fun too. My name's Tori Favreau. This is The Growing Gamers. We have weekly episodes, and I genuinely hope that you enjoyed what you just watched and what you just listened to today. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.